Welcome, everybody, to our council meeting, June 9th, 2026. Council, you see before you an agenda. I don't see anything outside of the kit. So I'm going to call, please, for a motion to adopt today's agenda. Moved by Councillor Lane. Thank you, Councillor Fry, for seconding that. All in favor? Those opposed? And that's carried. Now, in recognition of the City of Mount Pearl's commitment to foster respectful and collaborative relationships with Indigenous peoples here in the City of Mount Pearl and beyond, we hereby acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. Mount Pearl and the broader metro region continue to be home to diverse Indigenous peoples, including First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. We're active on the minutes portion. The previous meeting is there from May 26th. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none. I'm going to call for a motion. Moved by Councillor Rice. Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Antle. Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Any business arising, council? I believe I wanted to let you guys go for it first. No, that's good. No proclamations. I have a little presentation, council, and it's behind Councillor Antle over there. We hosted a group of Morris Academy students here about a couple of weeks ago. I believe our city clerk, legislative officer, Ms. Walsh, she knew some of them. And we walked in. How many was it, Ms. Walsh? I think we had about 40 here from various grade 3 classes learning about government, in particular municipal government. And we did a mock election. Now, in their council, it was 8 members of council, and there was 2 mayors, and there was 4 male councillors, 4 female, and in amongst that, there was also 1 female councillor and 1 male councillor. They had a ball. The teachers are really impressed. Ms. Walsh, you did yourself. We had other staff come in and give little moments and little tidbits of what it's like to work with the city and that. So what they did then was a little storyboard, I guess you could say, of thank you cards. And each one of them, by the way, opens up with another sincere message inside. But you can see the Canadian flag and thank you and had so much fun. And, you know, this chamber has never seen so much happy faces in a long time, right? We're always so businesslike. So I just wanted to say thanks to staff for helping out that day. And also to say thank you to Morse Academy for making us part of their lives. They walked over. They had a ball. All right. Any questions? Concerns? Corporate services, I'm going to go over to you, Councillor Antle.
Thank you, Your Worship. And there's 2 in our committee tonight, and the first one has to do with a request for tax consideration. And this is for non-for-profit agencies here within the city. There's 7 in your kit. It's the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce, St. John Ambulance, Diabetes Canada, the Newfoundland Safety Council, Newfoundland Federation of Agriculture, Special Olympics, and the Canadian Hard of Hearing. These in your kit, and I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Antle, and I think we're going to look for a seconder. Second by Councillor Rice, thank you. That we move these in accordance with policy. All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you.
No rush. Councillor Rice has given me some background information, so it's perfect. This has to do with our scale tax program. This is something we do every year. Staff recommends proceeding with approval of the application for Republic Pest Solutions beginning with the 2026 taxes, as it meets the eligibility requirements for our scale tax program and demonstrates alignment with the established criteria. And you can see all the information in your kit, how that works. It's a 4-year scale program, and it's for new businesses. So we encourage all new businesses launching here in the city of Mount Pearl to move forward their application, and we'll review it, and hopefully we can help you out in some way. And I so move.
Thank you. Moved again by Councillor Antle. I'm staying on that side of the room. Good stuff. Councillor Rice, thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thanks.
And that's it for corporate services, Your Worship. Thank you.
Public Works, we have no report. We're going to go to Recreation. I'm going to call upon Councillor Lane.
Thank you, Your Worship. So there's just one item on the agenda for recreation this evening. And this is for information purposes. The upcoming registration dates for general fitness and drop-in programs are noted as follows. For Mount Pearl residents, Tuesday, June 16th, and open registration on Thursday, June 18th. Registration for both program types will open online at 5 p.m. on the respective dates. Proof of residency is required prior to the registration date. Participants are encouraged to visit the city's website to view available programs and to be prepared to register when enrollment opens, as spaces may fill quickly. We look forward to welcoming you to our upcoming programs. And I think it's always very important, if you're interested in registering for anything in the city facilities, to make sure in advance that your account is registered with your proof of residency, because I know I have a lot of residents reach out after they try to register and said it didn't work, but it turns out that they didn't have their proof of residency in, which prevented them from registering. The O'Donnell High School graduation and prom will take place at Glacier Arena 1 on Tuesday, June 23rd, beginning at approximately 5 p.m. Graduating students from across the region will gather at the Glacier to celebrate this milestone as the O'Donnell High School class of 2026. The community extends congratulations to all the graduates and wishes them a safe and memorable celebration. The upcoming registration dates for summer swimming lessons for Mount Pearl residents is Tuesday, June 23rd, and open registration is on Thursday, June 25th. Registration will open online at 5 p.m. on both dates, and again, remember to have your proof of residency. We also have the celebration for National Indigenous People Day happening on June 20th from 1 to 3 p.m. at Centennial Park. Enjoy an afternoon of culture, connection, and community featuring Indigenous vendors, live performances, and a cultural ceremony and opportunities for learning and engagement. This event honors the rich cultures, traditions, and contributions of Indigenous peoples while fostering understanding and community pride. All are welcome to attend this inclusive and family-friendly celebration. A babysitting course will be offered to youth aged 12 plus through the St. John's Ambulance on June 20th from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. in the multipurpose room at the Mount Pearl Summit Center. Registration will be online starting June 8th, 2026. We're also excited to announce that the canoe and kayak program is returning for summer 2026. The program will run daily from 12:30 to 8 p.m. from June 29th to August 28th, excluding July 1st, at the Powers Pond Boathouse. Stay active, enjoy the outdoors, and paddle your way through summer. All equipment is provided free of charge while supplies last, first come and first served, weather permitting. And lastly, join us on June 25th for our Schools Out outdoor movie at St. David's Park. Bring your blankets, snacks, and lawn chairs and settle in for a screening of Elio, starting at 9 p.m. A canteen will be on site with snacks and refreshments available for purchase, so you can enjoy some treats while you watch the movie. Don't miss our kickoff to summer event. And that's it for the recreation agenda.
I'm bouncing around, but I think what we'll do is let you continue next with the public safety, community safety, and then I'm going to go back to Public Works. Thanks.
Thank you. There's just one item on the agenda for community safety as well, and this is for the information. The following programs and initiatives highlight a few of the division's priorities and ongoing efforts to promote a safe and supportive environment for all members of our community. So, Pet of the Month. This is a collaboration between municipal enforcement, animal control, and a local pet business, Critters and Things. Municipal enforcement and animal control will be on the trails and walkways looking to highlight pet owners practicing responsible pet ownership. Each month, a pet will be selected as Pet of the Month. The lucky pet will have their bio posted in addition to receiving a ribbon and a prize. Next, we have the Canada Day fireworks. On the topic of pets, residents are reminded to adhere to noise regulations relating to fireworks. Fireworks are permitted on Canada Day between dusk and 11 p.m. Seniors walks and trail etiquette. Municipal enforcement has started its summer walking schedule, which is available on the city website under guided walks. Attendance for senior walks has been great, with an average of 10 to 15 walkers, and families are encouraged to participate in our weekly family social walks. For bikers and electric scooter riders, we ask you to be respectful of others while on the trail by using a bell to alert others you are approaching and slow down when you're approaching others. And lastly, the 2026 Telly 10 Road Race will take place on June 28, 2026. Motorists are reminded there will be road closure and traffic delays between 8 a.m. and noon. And that's it for my agenda this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And we're going to go to Public Works. Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. You know, Public Works is so well known for snow clearing and garbage, but they do so much more. And I'm going to tell you about some of that here now. Oh, his microphone wasn't on then, was it? So for for those of you who are watching, he said no talking trash. Just saying. All right. So for our roads division, our crews are doing repairs on maintenance holes, catch basins, curbs, sidewalks, and asphalt. That continues. Of course, it's the time of year when we see potholes and things emerge, and that keeps our crews very busy, as well as street and sidewalk sweeping is ongoing. And you may notice in some neighborhoods, traffic calming equipment is being installed. This is something that we've heard on the doors when we had our election campaign, and it's something that this council has taken very seriously, is about speeding, especially in residential neighborhoods. So we have set up a traffic committee here at the city who will review complaints, I guess, or inquiries from residents when they let us know that there are some concerns with speeding. And it's reviewed, and then various traffic calming is considered. And I know today, when just on my way here, actually, I saw some speed bumps on Bannister Street. So you'll probably see a few of those happening now. As well, of course, we have our bulk garbage, which is continuing. And something that I've noticed with our bulk garbage is that I've seen on Facebook, residents will post a picture and say it's going up to the garbage, but if anybody would like it, come and get it. And you know, that's great because it keeps things from going into the landfill, and one man's junk is another man's treasure. You know, some people are very crafty and are able to create things and make something new again. So I think that's great, and save it from the landfill. With our Parks Division, our maintenance on sports fields is ongoing because it's coming up to that time of year when they're going to be very busy with lots of sports. And setup and dismantling for the FIFA event. This is one thing that I'm really excited about. Work on the flower planters and landscaping beds are underway. Now, you know spring is coming when you see flowers starting to come. And we've got a great horticulturist, and we've got we received $200,000 in funding this year under the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Growing Canada's Communities Canopies. So that is for the planting of trees. So I'm going to ask Director Dollymont if he would just tell us a little bit more about the plans for trees this summer.
Well, thank you. So the tender actually for that project is out now. It closes on June 15th. The scope of the work involves in around 200 trees to be planted besides shrubs, and the area of work would be involved Sagona Avenue, Old Placentia Road. That's the primary work focus for this oncoming project.
See, Public Works is exciting. Finally, for our report this evening, oh, thank you, Director. Thank you. Of course, our Fleet Division has ongoing service and maintenance. Our UTM Division continue with their general calls and their water and sewer repairs, leak detection, which is always important, water main valve servicing and exercising, lift station inspections and maintenance. And as you can see in your kit, our water levels at Babel's of Big Pond, they seem to have taken a little bit of a dip since 2 weeks ago when we had our last report, but they're still very healthy and higher than any of the previous years. So although I did hear yesterday that we're supposed to have a really nice warm summer. So we'll see how that goes.
Thanks, Director Donovan.
And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving over to engineering, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Worship. Our first one is our 2026 Traffic Engineering Services. This is a request for qualifications. So the City of Mount Pearl, just some background information on this one. The City of Mount Pearl identified a need for traffic engineering support for intersection design, traffic control timing, crosswalk location recommendations, accessibility requirements, and other traffic engineering related concerns throughout the city. The city requested responses to a request for qualification RFQs for qualified consultants to provide traffic engineering services. The request for qualification for traffic engineering services closed on April 15, 2026. The city received a total actually of 5 responses for the RFQs through the RFQ process, and the city selected the qualified traffic engineer consultants with the appropriate skills, experience, and the capacity to carry out the scope of services, including but not limited to traffic signals, preliminary and detailed design, traffic and transportation engineering services, transportation modeling and transportation demand forecasting, traffic operation performance processes, traffic operations studies, traffic impact analysis, traffic management and speed studies, accessibility assessment of existing intersections, and collision analysis and safety. So the committee recommends the following consultants qualify for the 2026 Traffic Engineering Services as per the request for qualifications. First one is Harborside Transportation Consultants. Number 2 is Inglobe Corporation. And the third one is R.V. Anderson and Associates Limited. And I so move.
Moved by Councillor Rice and seconded by Councillor Antle. Any questions, Council? Hearing none and seeing no hands up, I'll call the question. All in favor? Contrary-minded? Motion carried.
And the next one is just for information purposes only. This one is occupancy permit listing from May the 1st until March 31st. May the 1st, that don't line up there, doesn't it? May, no, it's good. Yeah. I'm just looking at the dates on here now, May 1st to March 31st. So we should be May 1st to May 31st, I'm sure, I assume. Anyway, 2026, we in the kit there we have all. We have 195 to 1203 Topsa Road, 51 Roosevelt Avenue, 1171 Topsa Road, 150 Old Placentia Road, 99 Smallwood Drive, 30 Glencoe Drive, 4 Normans Avenue or Normans Drive, and 60 Merchant Drive. And that's for information purpose only. And that's our report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bit of a light agenda tonight, but we're still going to have time for a roundtable, and I'm going to begin with Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple of things for me. This morning we had our Pride flag raising in front of City Hall. So if you're driving by and you see the Pride flag there, that's something that we're really proud of here, pardon the pun. It's important that all residents feel welcome in our community, no matter who they are. And no matter where they come from, everybody is equal. And I was really pleased to see that happen this morning. And this is Pride Month, so there are also a lot of events taking place. And I encourage residents to look at the events on our social media and on our webpage. Also, some of us just got back from an amazing conference in Edmonton, which was the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. And this is something I'll never take for granted, because it's something that we all learn from. And of course, it's important to keep learning and keep current. And it was a great conference, and a lot of great sessions. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have gone, even though it was very early this morning when we got back, lack of sleep, but it was definitely well worth it. And finally, for me, I just want to wish a happy birthday to, there are 3 residents that we all know. Lorraine Gillespie celebrated her 85th birthday. Neil McLeod celebrated his 90th birthday. And Emma Thornhill celebrated her 95th birthday. It's amazing. And of course, we all know these residents, so I just want to send out a big happy birthday to them and wish them many, many more. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Councillor Antle.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a few things, but a couple of things are going to piggyback exactly what Councillor Fry talked about. That's the FCM conference. I'm certainly glad you went. I mean, like you say, it's a learning experience, and I read some notes on yours, and they were really interesting. I can't wait to talk about them more. I mean, it's a good chance for us to learn more and more, talk to other councillors. Last week, I got a call from a resident, and he was on the trails, walking our trails. We have great trails, but he got bit by a dog, and he knows who owns the dog and that kind of stuff, and he contacted the owner. But the biggest thing he got on, he said, people got to realize that you got to keep your dog on a leash. You know, your dog may be friendly with you and this kind of stuff, but on a leash and see somebody else sees a stranger, he kind of startled the dog, and the dog got frightened, the dog bit him. But, you know, he wants me to, you know, tell people, keep your dog on a leash. Not everybody is friendly with dogs. They're scared of dogs, and he doesn't want it to happen again. And the resident, the owner, took care of it after that. Councillor Fry talked about bulk garbage. And, you know, bulk garbage this week is going fabulous. But one thing I've noticed, and one of the residents called me, is that people go through the garbage pickers, and it's great that they do that. You know, one person's junk is another person's treasure. But they make a mess. And they leave the junk all over the place, and then you got to clean it up, and it's on the road and these kind of things. So he said some of his neighbors don't even put out the garbage anymore until the day that it's being picked up because of that reason. So, you know, pardon? Yeah, well, that's right. If you do it that way, you don't have to do it. But, you know, people put it up because, you know, some people might want to use what they have. And just one more for me is myself and Councillor Rice held down the fort here last week. And we went to many events, but our favorite event, and I'm sure it's an event a favorite with everybody, was the Special Olympics Saturday night. It was simply outstanding. They know how to celebrate. You know, everybody gets an award, or you win or lose, everybody celebrates, and it's so fun. The meal was fabulous. You know, when we sat down and talked, I had a meal with Emma Thornhill, and she was the star of the show. But one of the things I did notice is that as soon as the music turned on, within seconds, the dance floor was full. And the dance floor wasn't empty no more throughout the night. Councillor Rice, we had to drag him off the floor because I think he enjoyed it just as much. Anyhow, it was a great week. We held down the fort, and we did good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Over to you, Councillor Rice, to respond to that.
Thank you, Your Worship. No, I just want to say, like, if you want to really see what a true support of each other really is, and I know we, you know, we're all grown-ups and stuff, and we see a lot of childishness around, a lot of debates around, I guess, provincially and municipally and federally. But, I mean, they are so supportive of each other. I was just in awe. I was, and we really enjoyed it. The meal was fabulous. The company was fabulous, and they really know how to celebrate each other. I can guarantee you that. I just want to two small items for me. I want to say how nice it is to see the Commonwealth Crossing being done. I know it's a little bit of disruption there right now with traffic, but one thing I do see is that they're not doing a whole lot of work there in peak traffic hours. I know really early in the morning they weren't there for a few times a week, which was really good to see. The traffic went through, and then they started their work. But I think they're doing a pretty good job there, and they're coming along pretty good with it. And you know, I know they had you know, it's very difficult for flag people to try to you know, to calm down people that are driving. But just, you know, say to residents, be careful they're driving through, and because people are doing work there, and it is cut down to 2 lanes there now. Going and we got 1 lane taken out, but that's just one item. The other item is I just want to recognize, actually, I want to speak actually to the cleanups of the Waterford River, the Waterford River Rotary, but not only the Waterford River the Rotary group, but all Bill Stoyles and the group have been doing some work there for years. You know, Sandy Roach and a bunch of other Rotarians throughout the municipalities. But this year, it's been an overwhelming response from Environment Canada, community groups, and so on, so forth. I want to say the tremendous work that's been done right from St. John's Harbour right to Paradise, because, I mean, Paradise Council actually and municipality got involved this year, and they did up around Neil's Pond area. And we attended that one, a bunch of Rotarians. But I just want to say the amount of work that's been done, the amount of garbage that's been picked up. Bill said he's been at this 40+ years, and this is the the most outstanding year he have ever seen, from community groups, responses from businesses, and so on and so forth. And the support we've got from municipalities, and I want to say a big shout out to Director Dallamont and the Public Works crew here in the city of Mount Pearl. They supplied the bags and the gloves. They picked up the garbage after it was done, and very much appreciated, and pass it along to the staff, Glenn, that they do a tremendous job. But the amount of garbage, just want to speak about the amount of garbage that's there from year to year is not getting any smaller. So it's a true, I guess, recognition of how much people are littering and throwing out through their car windows and stuff. But we got a big cleanup coming up this weekend now. The 50 Plus Club in Mount Pearl are doing a big cleanup over on the back of the industrial area over by Walmart, Canadian Tire, and down through the back of those businesses as well. So, and with a barbecue after. So looking forward to that on Saturday morning from 10 o'clock till 12. And I think there's 55 people or something coming so far. But it's all about community work, community involvement, and helping keep our community beautiful. City of Mount Pearl is a great place, 62 kilometers of trails, and to keep those trails and our main Waterford River tributaries and streams clean, so the wildlife can live there, is so important. So thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it very much. Thanks.
The 50 Plus Club, 55 of them are living up to their name, aren't they? Yeah, that's really good, actually. And I do remember days we had hundreds come out for the Waterford River cleanup, but that's been a few years ago, so it's good to see. And I guess the fewer bags, Director Dallamont, that you could collect is even better, right? Because that means there's less garbage. But I think every few years we've got to dig deep, and thanks to the Waterford Valley Rotary Club for taking the lead there. Over to, yeah.
One item I forgot to mention, there's over 700 bags of garbage picked up between, well, most of them are in Mount Pearl, because most of the cleanups were done in Mount Pearl, but I think Mount Pearl had around 450. And the other two municipalities, Paradise and St. John's, so far. Now, I don't know exactly what they've done, because I missed one day in St. John's, but it was over 700 bags picked up. Yeah.
Thank you. Over to you, Councillor Lane.
Thank you. So our park patrol will be starting for the season, starting this coming Monday. I think it's such an asset that we have it for the city. It makes people feel more safe when they're walking our trails, while also giving our youth opportunities to have summer jobs. So that's exciting. Another note, of course, school is ending soon. June 25th is the last day for summer. And our youth, as the weather gets nicer, will be out around on the trails and on the sidewalks. So just a reminder for people to watch their speed and keep a special eye for the crosswalks, because we want our youth to be outside and to be active, as opposed to being inside playing video games all the time. And in order to encourage them to be outside and make sure it's safe, we have to do our part. That if we're driving a vehicle, to keep an eye for people crossing the street or people who are on the road. One more thing, I've been hearing a lot from residents lately. Again, now that the weather's nice, people are starting to use the trails a lot and also using their bikes. I know this is always a very hot topic, but our trails are meant for shared use. So people are allowed to ride their bikes. People could also enjoy it walking. But I think it's important that people keep in mind, try to be respectful. Like if you're riding a bike, we do have down to please use a bell. Because it gives someone a heads up that you're coming, and also watch your speed, right? You can be on the trail and use your bike, but if you see residents approaching, slow down and kind of go to the side to make sure that everyone has opportunity to use our trails and enjoy it safely. And that's it for me this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As the meeting comes to an end, I just wanted to point out, I think Councillor Rice, you mentioned 2 weeks ago you were looking for a municipal plan update. So today I met with the Minister of Municipal Affairs, and we talked about municipal affairs type stuff. And Councillor Antle was there because he had an issue with the Eastern Services Board. I'm going to ask our CAO to give a public update.
Sure, no problem. So we met with Municipal Affairs this afternoon, primarily in relation to our municipal plan and seeking an update on the progress of our plan that we submitted in December of 2024. So in good news, we do see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have, gotten a commitment from the province to expedite where possible the review of that plan. So we are hoping to conclude, we are working towards concluding the plan this year, before we pass the municipal budget in December. So that is our goal. We have identified to the province that we have 502 units currently held on the status of the municipal plan. So understanding that, with the province that has a mandate for housing, and we're trying to deliver on that mandate. So the municipal plan is a critical piece of that process for us. So in addition to the municipal plan, we were able to discuss the Cities Act. So the City of Mount Pearl Act is under review right now. We've been, collaborating with the province from the beginning, and we did hear from the minister that they anticipate those changes to be brought to the House sometime in the next 12 months or so. So we'll continue to work collaboratively with the province until then. So it was a productive meeting. We had some really great discussion, and we're going to continue to have those good discussions on our role as a municipality and where we can provide support to each other. So.
Thank you very much. And I might note in final comment, next week, we celebrate the bureaucracy in the city of Mount Pearl. It's National Public Service Week. And I guess stay tuned next week. CAO, directors, and I think much may fall on Director Mullins' plate as we celebrate the good work of all of our city employees and staff, and our residents greatly benefit from your energy, your expertise, and you also help to keep some of the politicians at this end of the table in the straight and narrow, which is we're really thankful. So, council, look forward to seeing CAO. I think an email will be coming out with events involving food and other types of things. No drinking, sorry, I didn't mean it that way, but I'm sure we'll celebrate, like we always do, the good work of employees in the city. I think that brings our quick meeting to an end. So I'm looking for a motion, please, to close the meeting. Moved by Councillor Fry, seconded by